Some more Barton and Vine latest developments. First of all though, I need to do my Mystic Al bit, so my prediction, do another one of my predictions, is no it won't. It's probably going to have to throw the towel in. So I suspect there's going to be lots of negotiation backwards and forwards now about, levels of damages and costs. We might also get what we call a statement in open court. A statement in open court is something that's a way of settling defamation cases, where you say, okay, we'll pay you some money, but also in order to reduce the damages a bit, we will do a bit of a mea culpa, we'll fall on our sword. So counsel for each side turn up in court, and usually it's actually the defendant's counsel who will read out and say, we're really, really sorry this happened, apologise, we accept it was all untrue, we will spread this, sometimes they'll say, you've got to publicise this. If you were putting this out, the allegation was on Twitter, they might say you've got to tweet this and link to it.
Ooh, and we're back. So, what has happened? Well, as predicted, Mr. Barton has thrown the towel in. He has agreed to pay £75,000 in costs and damages, but he's also made a public apology. Now, that so far has been put out on social media, he's tweeted that and everything, and you remember I said that sometimes that's part of the agreement. You will say, okay, you made the original offending comments on whatever platform, whatever social media, so you must put the apology and the retraction on the same platforms. There may also be one of these, what we call statement in open court. I don't know yet, but the proceedings have been issued, so they are currently live. So they will be settled by way of a consent order, probably with what we call a Tomlin order on the back. Because like I say, all the court can actually order people to do is pay damages and costs and give an injunction against future repetition. A court can't actually force somebody to apologise. However, the parties can agree that between themselves. That goes on the back of the court order. It will say something like, these proceedings have been stayed or settled upon terms agreed by the parties, see the schedule attached. And that schedule will probably say something like, here's what you have to say, and here's where you have to publicise that. £75,000, is that a lot? Well, I mean, chances are both sides are out of pocket here. Because proceedings were issued, so that means letters before action were sent, particulars of claim were drafted and served, and we also had that meaning hearing, which, as predicted, was pretty much the final nail in the coffin for Barton, because once the judge found that these statements did amount, or at least some of them, I mean, he let him off the B sconce one, but he said the other stuff is clearly an allegation of the P word and support for the P word. And realistically, there is no way back from that, because even if you argue it didn't cause serious harm, it's an allegation of serious criminality, which courts tend to say, actually, that proves either serious harm or a tendency to cause serious harm. But yeah, I mean, it'd be up to Mr. Vine and his lawyers how they split that money. So it may be, I mean, Vine probably just wanted the vindication, so he's probably quite happy with the apology and a token amount. Interestingly, as we know, Joey Barton did offer to pay some money to charity. So would that have gone into the mix had this gone all the way and been determined by a court? Would a court have said, well, actually, you made an offer which you have failed to beat or you have beaten? As it happens, I mean, I suspect had this gone all the way to court, these allegations are quite serious, and P-word allegations, especially when you stick to your guns, they do tend to attract damages around the sort of 80, now sometimes up to 90k mark. So yeah, I mean, Barton probably has actually saved himself quite a bit of cash here, and also a fully contested defamation trial. If you lose, you could be easily looking at £500,000 in costs. So there you go. Well, anyway, just a short update. As always, hope you found that vaguely useful, vaguely interesting, vaguely accurate. Where am I today? I'm at a place called St Hermes Church. In the village of St Erm. It's very, very pretty, and it's also, I'll try and get a picture of this, it's got one of those nice standing crosses that I like, although this one looks to be relatively recent. I'm thinking like 19th century. I like the ones that are clearly repurposed standing stones, because I like the continuity. Oh yeah, and if you did find this vaguely whatever, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and I'll see you next time. I'll try and think of something else to predict.